G'day everyone, I'm WTF101 and welcome to my channel. If you're familiar with Pokemon, you'll be familiar with the Pokemon Challenge videos that have become increasingly popular in recent times, hence what I'm trying to replicate today. I've enjoyed Pokemon like everyone else, and since playing in the late 90s have enjoyed its gameplay strategies and varying difficulty. And with that, let's begin the challenge. Now, Pokemon Emerald is by no means a pushover even for the more experienced gamers, especially when you're pitting a Pokemon that has weaknesses that are common within most of the gyms, Elite Four and the Champion. As most of these challenges go, it is typically one Pokemon, no items in battle, no glitches or exploits, and no HM users in battle, and only held items are allowed. For this challenge, I've chosen the terribly weak Slugma, and there's a number of reasons why. At 250, that has the lowest base stats tied with the lowest special defense and speed out of all fire types to date. In addition, it starts with particularly weak moves and lacks type coverage in its moveset and by TMs or HMs. Its one reprieve is its access to a wide variety of status moves, notably Toxic, Protect, Double Team, Reflect, Light Screen and Attract. I'll need to stall for ages to survive longer battles, even if I can do that. So with that, let's see how far I can get. To make this possible in the first place, using a program called the Universal Pokemon Randomizer, I can change my starter so I can use Slugma from the get-go. Slugma will replace Torchic, so May will use Mudkip, which will make rival battles a challenge. Slugma's name is Kilda, an abbreviation of St Kilda, who's my favourite sports team. It's won once in 125 years of the AFL-VFL competition, which I imagine are synonymous with my chances of winning this challenge. As a nature, we have Docile, so no stat changes. For an ability, I have Magma Armor, which means I'm immune to freezing, however that's far less useful than its other ability, Flame Body, which has a 30% chance to inflict a burn when hit by physical moves, however I'll work with it. To demonstrate how weak we already are, I immediately battle Mate level 5. Our terribly weak and inaccurate Smog is doing very little damage, and Yawn takes a turn to cause sleep, so the damage on Slugma builds up quickly, and we lost our first 3 tries. However, on our 4th, we won due to our luck with Sleep and Smog, and Mudkip missing Tackle and using Growl. The critical hit at the end was the icing on the cake. I also found a shiny Poochyena afterwards, which was a nice reward. Now I've got to train for Roxanne, the Rock-type gym leader. Obviously with my type disadvantage, I'm going to have to bank on my decent special attack against Geodude's low special defense, so it's no surprise that I'm going to have to be over-leveled early. At level 19, I get a lucky burn on the first Geodude, but my luck runs out faster as I get critically hit and get finished off shortly after. On my second try, I do better because Geodude didn't attack as often, but Nosepass wasn't taking the hint when I get to it, so I need to level up a bit. Route 116 north of Rustboro isn't too bad to level up, however it gets slower to level. At level 22 I learn Harden, and if I can combine that with Yawn, I may be able to survive. I try at level 23 and have a good second attempt as I get a critical hit on Geodude, and I'm about a third health when I battle Nosepass. He's just using Harden, which doesn't affect my special attack, so I Yawn and Harden to Storm. I'm not doing much damage because Nosepass has high special defense and has an Orange Berry and potions at its disposal. However, even though it knows Rock Tomb, it only used Tackle instead, so I was able to whittle it down in spite of its healing items and berries and claim my first badge. And of course I'm too over leveled for May, so she gets crushed in short order. I figure as I'm over leveled, I will take a crack at the Doofus gym, which specialises in the fighting type. I clear out all the trainers in the gym before challenging Brawly. Twice I get to Makahita with half health, and twice I get finished up with a critical hit. However, I come back a level later and I get to stall Makahita with Yawn while trying to survive with Harden. It gets to within one hit of ending me, however the luck's on my side this time as I get the critical hit and earn my second badge. My next venture is out to Slateport, where I have to eliminate the Team Aqua takeover of the museum. They were nothing to comment on, so I travel north towards Moorvale for my next badge. However, I have another rival battle with May. Her Lombre and Slugma don't give me too many problems, however her Mudkip is now Marshtomp, and it eventually crushes me in spite of my buff to special defense. On my third attempt, May switched Lombre up prematurely to Marshtomp, so I took my chance with my Yawn and Amnesia combo to survive. I'm able to just take out Marshtomp and finish off Lombre shortly after. After a bit more training, I get to level 36 and learn Flamethrower, easily my most powerful move. 95 power, 100% accuracy. After squashing Wally, who's blocking the Morvile gym, I clear out the trainers inside and battle Watson. I account for 3 of his first 4 Pokemon comfortably, but Manectric is just able to deliver the finishing blow before we can. It takes another try at this battle, but similar to May, Amnesia saves me in spite of paralysis, with me delivering the finishing blow when I could have potentially lost that. Now my level is into the 40s, and I'll be battling more Pokemon who have evolved and have higher stats. I go to Meteor Falls, after making my way northwest to Falaba Town, so that Team Magma will make off with the meteorite and take to Mount Chimney. I make my way there, where I have my first battle with Maxie. I have a 20 level lead on all of his Pokemon. Mightyena was easy, but his Camerupt could have been a lot worse. Camerupt hit me for half my health with Magnitude. Because I got consecutive hits and him using his super potions due to my Rock Slide, I was able to escape a second attack that could have taken me out. I finished Camerupt and Zubat as well. After that, I'm able to make my way to Laveridge Town where I can battle Flannery. Similar to Watson, I'm able to sweep 3 of Flannery's 4 Pokemon, helped in part to Camerupt using Tackle instead of finishing me with Overheat. But Torkoal's a different story. Because I'm male, Torkoal can use a track before it goes to sleep, meaning I'm bound to miss moves. I do eventually hit Flamethrower for big damage, but Torkoal wakes up and could have easily taken me out, but just used Body Slam instead. In the end, I was once again 1 move from defeat, but I hit my last Flamethrower and claimed my 4th badge. Now I have to travel back to Petalburg City to battle my father, Norman, for the next badge. I still retain a 20 level lead on the majority of his Pokemon, and the battle follows a similar trend to the last couple of gyms as you would expect. I sweep his first 3 Pokemon, but last is his dangerous Slacking, who has the highest non-legendary stats in the game, but attacks every second turn. It brings me to Red Health with a Facade, and I put it to sleep. Luckily for me, Slacking woke up on the turn where Truant takes it away, so I could finish it off, and I claim my 5th badge. I have to make my way east from Morvile so I can surf across to eventually access Fortree City. Before that, I have a bunch of trainers in Route 119, the Weather Institute, and another May battle. It's raining here, so fire attacks will be halved, and water attacks increased by half, so Body Slam works well. I'm now double the level at this point, so the Aqua admin was a squash as you'd expect, and May was too, but Marshtomp at the end could have been a worry. Next is the Flying Gym, and I get crushed instantly by Altaria, half my level with 2 rounds of Earthquake. On my second try, I paralyse Altaria with Body Slam, but only went for Dragon Dance 3 times in a row. Because of that, Slugma breezed through the rest of the fight. I travel to Lilycove City where I decide to stock up on some important TMs. I also do the optional battle with May. She didn't give me too much trouble as you'd probably imagine at my level. I get the TMs for Protect, Reflect and Light Screen. I won't be using all of these TMs, but Protect will be definitely useful for stalling in the future. From now on is where the main challenge gets difficult. There's a bunch of trainer fights with Team Aqua and Magma, and the final 2 gym leaders, the next of which is a double battle, which I can only use 1 Pokemon. I'll elaborate more on how this works later on. For now, I go south from Lilycove and surf to Mount Pear, as I'm informed that Team Aqua and Team Magma have taken both the blue and red orbs to try and awaken the legendary Kyogre and Groudon respectively. After defeating the trainers there, I received the Magma Emblem from the elderly couple, which allows me to unlock a secret hideout close to Mount Chimney, where Team Magma are trying to awaken Groudon. It is there where I have my second battle with Maxie. I'm at half health, and at level 66, but still get crushed by Earthquake. Second try, a level higher, due to Mightyena's swagger, I avoid confusion and get Camerupt to inches with a Body Slam, but still get crushed the same way. On my third try, I repeat the same process with Mightyena, but critically hit Camerupt this time, so I'm able to get by, but Crobat was still 1 hit away from finishing me off. I make my way back to Slakeport and see that Team Aqua have taken the submarine and fallen back to their hideout back in Lilycove. The admin I crush quickly, but it's more of a distraction for Team Aqua to make off with the submarine again. As I mentioned, my next gym battle is a double battle with Tate and Liza, the Psychic Gym, who won't battle you unless you have a second Pokemon, so I catch a Magikarp, as I only know Splash that can't do anything. And after gaining some levels in the gym, I'm at level 69. Nice. What wasn't nice, however, was the battle, and my large level lead is now irrelevant as I get crushed instantly. I can only take out one Pokemon and I pretty much lose the next turn, so I have to level and level specifically. My special defense and speed are garbage at this point, so I use some berries to lower some of my other stats to do some EV training. In the water, Animosity is good because it has Tentacle and Meadow. Both of those have special defense and speed EVs respectively, but it takes a while. I thought of getting a Tractor's move, but here's where being male animal was a letdown in the long run. Zachi is male, and the rest of Tate Knight's team are all genders. Not only that, the Elite Four Dragon Trainer Drake and the Champion Horse all use male Pokemon, so that might work right. I've got this far, I just have to power up. I replaced Yawn with Double Team and Toxic. I come back to level 76, and the best I can do out of 5 attempts is take half their field out, but their other half are way too strong for me. Out of desperation, I use rare candles I found on the way to level 79. Since level 69, my special defense is speed, and I'm almost 20 points each. So the training is starting to pay dividends. I have much more help getting into the second half of this battle, and the Zazu cycle does way less. However, Lunatone holds on to my second flamethrower and puts me to sleep. I was done after that. At level 82, I try again. Zazu just uses Carmine as I knock out Claydol, but despite the buff, I'm still able to one-hit KO it afterward. I decide to build up my dodge luck with double teams as Solrock sets up Sunny Day. I luckily dodged Lunatone's Hypnosis this time as I one-shot Solrock with the power-up. Lunatone continues to miss Hypnosis, so I hit Toxic and hope for the best with my stall tactics. Lunatone just goes for Light Screen, so my flamethrower won't do much even with Sunny Day. Psychic misses as I buff with Amnesia, but the second one crits, bypassing the buff to get me to a point of health. Flamethrower just chips away as Psychic continues to miss, and Poison keeps doubling in damage. I could have finished it off with the damage building up, but I think I was paranoid about not doing enough damage, so I just kept using double team. Tate Lies only have Hyper Potion, so Poison continues to double, so I eventually land a decisive blow, and I eventually claim my 7th badge. After 13 levels, after helping Steven crush the double battle with T Magma at the Space Center, he gives me the HM for Dive, as I'm able to get under the water and access the seafloor cabin where Team Aqua went after leaving Lily Cove. It is here I had my last battle with Archie, who is trying to awaken Kyogre. I crush him in short order fast, but he awakens Kyogre, which causes weather imbalance. I head to Sootopolis City, coming up from under the water, to get instructions to go to the Cave of Origin. See Rayquaza restores normality, so I can go for my 8th badge, Water Training 1. In spite of me being double the level of his first Pokemon Blood Disc, it's faster, attracts me, confuses me, and I don't end up landing a hit as I get finished off. The next try I get further, I get to attack him in spite of getting attracted, and I one-shot Blood Disc. I try to double team against Celio, but I take way too much confusion damage if I'm taking it out. Naturally, Whiscash is next, and it easily finishes me off perfectly. 4th try, I just brute force it and hit Whiscash and it sets up Rain Dance. I get it to above red health, but it will use a healing item, so I get Amnesia and double team as it misses Earthquake. It hits the second one for 70 damage as I hit the Toxic. I just keep trying to dodge with double team as Whiscash just buffs with Amnesia, but it also keeps missing Earthquake. It misses enough times as poison damage finishes it off. Caught her with a 2-hit KO as it was still raining, and missed Crabapple, which was inaccurate anyway, and last was King. This thing loves double team, but I have maxed out evasiveness anyway, so I just poison it can't hit me, and I get Flamethrower, whilst poison damage does the rest. I have all 8 badges at level 85. I have to venture through Victory Road next. I have a mandatory battle with Wally along the way, but as you can imagine at level 85, I didn't have much trouble disposing of his entire team. However, I had quite an amusing battle with a mandatory trainer when I was in Victory Road. See his Ninetales, his second Pokemon line is Flash Fire, which makes fire moves completely negated. So with this, I had to use Toxic and use Double Team to try and stall as long as I can, while Ninetales just keeps hitting weak quick attacks. I was able to eventually get by, but it's amusing that I only had Flamethrower as one attacking move, whilst the ability negates my move. Before I finished with Victory Road, I decided to find some Kelpsie berries. They reduce my attack EVs, so I can try and squeeze some more speed EVs back into my Slugma. I simply just battle a number of Golbats in Victory Road because they give off those particular effort values. Along the way, I ran into my second shiny in this challenge, a cool looking blue Lyron, but just to be a jerk, after missing with plenty of Pokeballs and Great Balls, it roars and finishes the battle. It takes a while, but I'm at level 90. Here's our stats. Besides special attack being pretty good, 96 speed, 107 defense, and 114 special defense are downright abysmal. Most we'll be fighting is going to be 40 levels lower than us by the time we reach max level, and we will definitely have to be max level. I use a Shell Bell for passive healing as my held item, but I also have access to Charcoal for more firepower, and a Lax Incense to increase accuracy from my opponent's attacks. Here we go. First is Dark Trainer Sydney. Despite some big damage being dealt by Crawdons, I had no issues breezing by, and a fairly easy first try. Second is Ghost Trainer Phoebe. I decided to go for Toxic instead of hitting Dusclops knowing it uses Protect, but it just dooms me with Curse instead, and I quickly lose. After another run through with Sydney, I come back. This time it was a lot easier. I double team on the first Dusclops this time and one-shot it. For the second, I two-shot it as it hits me hard with Earthquake. It sits to Raspberry getting it out of healing range. The rest of the team was fairly easy. Third is Ice Trainer Glacier. This took a few tries as I get instantly crushed by Walrein, who has a lot of health. So after 3 failed attempts, I set up a few double teams on Celio, dodged Surf on Walrein, and managed to get by the rest of her team fairly comfortably. What wasn't comfortable was my battle with Drake, and despite being almost 40 levels ahead, this was a nightmare. Sheldon isn't too bad as I can set up double teams as Rock Tomb doesn't hit all the time and Sheldon just likes using Protect, but what does hit all the time in spite of my evasion is either Flygon's Earthquake or Kindra's Surf, both of which have 100% accuracy. I eventually lose half my health to Rock Tomb, getting 6 double teams in, but I luckily get by Flygon missing Earthquake. However, Salamance's third still hits me with Rock Slide and Dragon Claw and beats me down. I just decided to level up through the Elite Four to save on PowerPoint healing items and battle Drake whenever I can get back to him. I get back to him and lose at both level 94 and level 95. At level 97, I get 6 double teams on Sheldon, taking no damage from it or Flygon in the process. Salamence still hits 2 times on me, but I'm still able to take it out with red health. Naturally, Kingdra is 4th and takes me down easily with Surf. After a few run-throughs of the Elite Four, I'm at level 99. I literally do no better in most of my attempts as luck plays that much of a factor. I'm slower than most of Drake's team, and due to them having water, rock and ground moves, I'm literally 1 move from fainting in spite of having maxed out evasiveness most times. Half the time I just lose to Flygon and I can't learn Ice type, so I'm dealing half damage to 4 out of Drake's 5 Pokemon, and as Kingdra is both Dragon and Water, it's quad resistant to fire. I tried for over an hour at this battle, and out of 18 straight attempts at level 99, I only get past Kingdra twice, and that's naturally at red health, only to find out that his last Pokemon is Altaria, who has Aerial Ace, which never misses. Even switching items between Charcoal, Lax Incense, and Shell Bell makes no difference. After 2.5 hours on this one battle alone, and after 18 failed attempts at level 99, I somehow, and I mean somehow, got through this seemingly impossible battle. Sheldon drops 2/5 of my health with Rock Tomb as I got my 6 double teams in and I one-hit KO it. On several attempts, Flygon's first Earthquake doomed me, so I decided to get it to waste a move with Protect. Lucky it misses its next 2 Earthquakes and I 2-hit KO it. Salamence is 3rd, and I go for Protect and Toxic just to ensure that I can 2-hit KO it. It luckily misses Rock Slide twice, but I actually get a critical hit and 1-hit KO it amazingly. 4th is Kingdra, and my health is good. I just repeat the same process, but it keeps using Dragon Dance, which doesn't really help him, as he's already faster, and keeps going for Surf, which is a special attack. It eventually does hit a Surf, that brings me to a 3rd health, but my Flamethrower and Poison damage eventually take it down. Last is Altaria, and I never got to lay a hit on it because I haven't got this far in the battle, so I don't know how much damage Flamethrower will do. I stall with Toxic as it lays a Dragon Dance, so Aerial Ace will hit harder. It does half of my remaining health with Aerial Ace, as Flamethrower does half of his. Thanks to the Shell Bell, I could survive another Aerial Ace, but instead goes for Double Edge, which does have more power, but it misses, and I finally get the lucky hit and Drake is over. Unfortunately, the suffering isn't. Finally, it's the Pokemon champion Wallace, and here's my first attempt. I actually outspeed Wailord and hit it for over half its health with Flamethrower, but it crits me with a half-power Water Spout. As you can imagine, this was leagues more difficult than Drake, and I have to explain why. I'm battling 6 water Pokemon whom all have water attacks. Most of Wallace's team has stats double or more than Slugma's, and Wallace has 4 full restores. In addition, his Ludicolo has Leech Seed. Double Team, Tentacruel and Melodic both have Toxic, and they both have excellent special defense. Ludicolo is almost impossible to get past, and on the rare occasion that I can do that, I'll either be finished off with Hydro Pump, poisoned, or seeded. It's just my luck. The only way I can get by in this battle is if I build up enough double teams on Ludicolo, as it typically does the same, but then it just becomes impossible to hit. After 15 failed attempts, this was easily my best one, and only the 3rd time I got to Tentacruel. I lose 2/5 of my health as I 2-shot Wailord. I use a Shell Bell for passive healing as I almost one-shot Ludicolo to force it to heal. Gap gives me time to build up double teams as he builds up his. At this point we're both maxed out our evasiveness, so it's just like who gets a hit in first. I managed to get my 2nd Toxic in and stall from Ludicolo's attacks. However, I still need to land an attack to avoid him using a full restore. Luckily, I hit a Flamethrower at precisely the right moment and Ludicolo is down. Tentacruel is 3rd, and I make him waste turns with Protect as he misses his already inaccurate Hydro Pump 4 times. 2 Flamethrowers bring Tentacruel to above low health as Wallace switches to Whiscash as it takes the following Flamethrower to half its health. My 2nd unfortunately leaves it with a Pixel, but Whiscash misses Earthquake. It heals and has to waste a turn healing, so another 2 rounds of Flamethrower unfortunately leave it with again another Pixel as it buffed with Amnesia. I anticipated another full restore, but it didn't use one, so I finished off Whiscash. The low health Tentacruel comes out, and another full restore is used, so I waste a turn with Protect as Tentacruel misses Toxic, which was only 85% accuracy anyway. It misses Toxic again as 2 Flamethrowers bring it to low health. It misses its final Hydro Pump, and I finish it off, 2 to go. 5th is Gyarados, who has both Earthquake and Surf. It goes for Dragon Dance twice to boost its Earthquake power, so I have to act fast. And I get a burn on my first Flamethrower that did less than half its health, but the burn damage brought it below half. It missed its Hyper Beam luckily, and I finish it with a 2nd hit. Melodic is last, and I'm faster, so I immediately go for Toxic, and I dodge its own in the process. I stall, but I eventually get poisoned in return, so I have to act fast. Flamethrower brings it to half, as we both take poison damage. And instead of hitting Flamethrower, which with poison damage would have done enough damage to get me the victory, I for some reason played it safe and used Protect, banking on poison damage to do the job. Unfortunately, 2 things I didn't consider. 1, it wouldn't do enough damage, and 2, Melodic had a Citrus Berry that activates when it gets below half health. Because of that, it heals, and I don't have enough power or time to bring it down a 2nd time, and it finishes me off anyway. Brutal. I could have won that. 5 tries later, and I almost, and I mean almost, had an amazing run at Wallace. I critically hit Wailord, so I didn't take any damage. I repeat the same process with Ludicolo, getting it to red, it healing, and building up double teams. Ludicolo attempted an attack here and there, but couldn't react, and after missing Toxic a few times, I eventually get a Flamethrower and Toxic to take Ludicolo out. It took 6 Flamethrowers to take Tentacruel out, as he was healing, but I was lucky that he missed his moves when I wasn't protecting. With Whiscash, I landed a critical hit this time for the 1-hit KO, which was absolutely perfect. 5th is Gyarados, and it goes for Dragon Dance twice, so I hit Flamethrower and I again get another critical hit to bring it to within a pixel of health. It heals, and again, my next Flamethrower critically hit for a 1-hit KO. 3 in a row. Last is Melodic, and I throw in an in-battle save. There is absolutely no way I am getting this far without that win, with that extraordinary luck. It misses Surf, and you have to be kidding me, my next Flamethrower was another critical hit, my 4th consecutive critical hit. Melodic Citrus Berry brings it to half, as it finally hits me with Surf for 2/3 of my health. I try and ride my luck a 5th time, but no dice. I hit 2 more flamethrowers for 2/3 of Melodic's health as it misses serve. Once again, paranoia got the better of me, and I didn't want to land in red health, so I tried to poison it once more. I missed the first try, but I get finished off before I could land the second. Another brutal fight. I used the in-battle save to pretty much ensure that I ended up winning, which I did eventually, and ended up at level 100 as a result. Now, I'm sure you wouldn't mind if I just bent the rules a little, because I spent roughly a day's worth of real-time gameplay to technically beat this challenge. But no, I wasn't happy, and I'm sure you won't either. So I bit the board and came back at level 100, so let's try and breeze through this. Sydney and Phoebe weren't anything to mention, as I took no damage, so let's get to the main battles. Glacier I beat on my second try, and Drake took 6 tries. I actually gave up midway through Shellgun because he hit me so many times when I was building up double teams, showing that evasion line is definitely random. On my winning attempt, I almost got crushed by Earthquake on Flygon, but I slowly muscled my way through the rest of the battle. With Wallace, I'm actually doing worse a level higher. In 12 attempts, I only made it to Gyarados once. It really is luck based, and even with different held items, I'm really having no success regardless. However, I have an idea. I went to look for a hard scale so I can go and relearn one of my old moves, Yawn. I go to the move tutor in Lava Town and replace Toxic with Yawn. I don't know why I didn't think of this earlier. This way, once I build up enough double teams, I only have to dodge a move once, then I can protect and sleep will commence. However, sleep lasts between 2 to 5 turns, so it's not foolproof and I do have to be careful. I also go around and find some more PP healing items. Alright, here we go again. Alright, lightning round. Just to prove to you it's not a fluke. Sydney was a one-shot sweep and Phoebe went the same. Glacier was also a win on the first try, but Walrein missed the second serve that would have definitely ended me. The Yawn and Protect combo worked at charm. Drake only took 5 tries. Of course, most of it was getting the luck to line up properly. However, the Yawn and Protect combo played its part. Finally, Wallace, and unfortunately in 15 different attempts, whilst my luck has been better with my new strategy, it's run into another snag. Because I miscalculated my PP use, I only have 20 out of 24 flamethrower uses, which is actually a problem. I have to normally use 6 of those on Tentacruel, who heals automatically, and on one occasion I had to use 9. This particular battle took me almost 10 whole minutes to finally succumb to poison. On another occasion, I had 2 health coming up to Whiscash, and I consecutively landed in 1 pixel health, causing it to heal twice. I did not want to scour the map again until I checked my bag and found leper berries that I didn't realise restored PP. Oh man, I hope you really enjoyed my stupid suffering. So, with maximum power points and flamethrower restored, I failed this another 7 times before I got this run. I lost 2/5 of my health from Wailord, 2-hit KOing it. With Ludicolo, I got my 6 double teams in while putting it to sleep and dodging its attacks effectively, so it's an easy put away. Tentacruel misses its attacks, so I'm able to gradually take it out, and next is Whiscash. I put it to sleep, and in spite of its amnesia, I crit my second flamethrower for the KO. Next is Gyarados. My sleep strategy was working well as I missed its first Earthquake, but then it nails its second for 182 damage, so I take it out and only heal to 34 health. Last is Melodic, and I have to use Yawn twice as it takes 3 shots to take out. As it has its Citrus Berry, it will activate if it gets below half health, which it always does. So I have to have enough luck with sleep and dodging attacks to complete this never-ending fight. I actually get it into red health after 2 hits, so it can waste a turn healing. I can then use Yawn again and protect from the following attack. I get 2 more attacks in, but Melodic wakes up and finishes me off. So close. After 5 hours since battling Wallace, on this occasion I use my Charcoal to replace my Shell Bell, so I get more firepower on my fire moves, but I don't get the passive healing. I 2-shot Wailord in spite of its rain dance, and with Ludicolo, its Surf could be much more powerful, but it's just building up its double teams, as usual, as I start mine, whilst Ludicolo falls asleep. I get in 4 double teams before I miss 2 flamethrowers as Ludicolo wakes up and hits Surf for over half my health. I miss again, but it misses Surf that would have ended me. My 4th flamethrower hits, ending Ludicolo. Tentacruel misses Hydro Pump as expected and falls asleep. Flamethrower does a little under half as Wallace brings out Gyarados instead. I drop in my 5th double team, I stall, and luckily Gyarados misses the Earthquake while I set up Yawn. I max out my double teams and hit it for half its health. Unfortunately it wakes up, but misses Surf so I can finish it off. Back out comes this still asleep Tentacruel and I critically hit it luckily, so I don't waste any more power points when he heals. Whiscash missed his own Earthquake, so it falls asleep on Yawn and I can two-shot it. Last is Melodic and it's getting tense. It misses Surf as I set up Yawn and I have enough flamethrowers for 2 rounds. I get good sleep like the first round as Melodic stays asleep until it has to heal, so it has to waste a turn reactivating. I reactivate Yawn and protect, and through great luck again, Melodic stays asleep and I'm able to 3-hit KO it, legitimately winning the challenge. This was attempt 56 by the way, and my 35th at level 100. As long as I've gone through this much suffering, I may as well do the Steven fight post-game. All his Pokemon are in the mid to high 70s with high defense consisting of mostly Steel, Rock and Psychic types. I think this is nearly impossible as his first Pokemon Skarmory is faster and will hit Toxic most times, and that's effectively game over at that point. I also have to be careful when I set up Yawn with Double Team, as Skarmory can easily wake up and hit with Aerial Ace, as it never misses, or Toxic. After a couple of failed attempts at Skarmory, I try for 2 double teams after Yawn, and I can one-shot Skarmory with Flamethrower due to the type advantage. Just to be one-shot with Earthquake by Metagross. On my 9th attempt, I get 6 double teams on Skarmory while it hits me with Aerial Ace for a quarter of my health. With Metagross, I dodge Earthquake and put it to sleep, and it's also a one-hit KO. However, Cladol's next and one-shots me with Earthquake. Another 10 tries later and I repeat the same process with Skarmory and get a lucky miss on Metagross. I also get a miss on Earthquake from Claydol this time, and it's a 2-hit KO. Aggron is next, and I know he's weak in special defense, but I stall for safety and put it to sleep. And Aggron misses Earthquake on the turn he can attack. Flamethrower brings Aggron to a pixel of health, but I just keep hitting it as it constantly lands in the same predicament. Finally, it runs out of 4 restores and I finish it. Cradley just goes for Ingrain, but I critically hit it, and last is Almaldo. I go for Yawn and I'm actually faster, but Ancient Power from Almaldo hits, one-shotting me. Hilariously enough, 3 tries later, I get back to Aggron and get it to a pixel of health, but it actually ends me with Thunder in spite of my 6 double teams, which only has 70% accuracy. On my 28th attempt, I get this run. I get 4 double teams on Skarmory and one-shot it. I thought I was doomed with Metagross, but I actually dodge Earthquake this time. Metagross is a one-shot after I get a 5th double team in. With Claydol, I act on the second turn, as Claydol thankfully misses its Earthquake. Flamethrower critically hits it. As I have Charcoal on this attempt, I actually get another critical hit on Aggron for the KO. Cradley misses his Ancient Power and it's a 2-hit KO. Last is Almaldo, and I go for Flamethrower and bring it to close to low health, but it misses Ancient Power this time. I now actually win the Steven fight. I didn't even think I could beat Wallace in this run, let alone Steven. The Psychic Gym, Drake, Wallace were the most brutal parts of this run, and it really did take constant levels, luck and patience to get me through this challenge. I don't know how the experts do it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, subscribe, and I'm WildToFurky101. See you next time.